Business Today Television.
Very warm welcome once again, Mr. Scindia, to kick off our day-long discussions. I don't know how many of you here know that in 1947, when the British finally left India, India had a very large number of airstrips. I'd once reported on that. It was nearly 400 airstrips, and the reason for that, Mr. Minister, as you would know, was that the British had believed that the Japanese would invade India, and they had built airstrips pretty much in every district headquarter. From there to now, India is the 21st country or 20th thereabouts when it comes to the number of airports. We know about the traffic. So, Mr. Scindia, I'm going to start today. We are India at 75, but we want to achieve global leadership in the next 25 years. What do you think will be the shape, color, size of India's aviation industry in 25 years? Because every developed economy in the world has a powerful, massive civil aviation infrastructure attached to it.
So first of all, thank you very much for having me. It's always great to be at a Business Today forum. Siddharth has obviously done his research prior to having me on this panel, but I just like to add a caveat to what you just mentioned. We in India had an airline even prior to independence, right? And you had airlines in the Deccan. You had Air India that was operating 5 to 7 years even prior to independence, operated on multiple trunk routes as well as domestic routes. So it would be fair to say that aviation has been part of our DNA for a very, very long time. We had seaplanes in India in the 1910s, 1920s. We had a seaplane landing in a man-made lake in Gwalior way back in 1910, 1920. So civil aviation has been very much part of our DNA for a very, very long time. But the question very aptly asked today is from Amrit Kal to Shatabdi Kal, the journey of India in the area of civil aviation. So let me delve a little bit in the recent past before we talk about our present and before our future. In 2013-14, we had 74 airports in our country. Today, in a span of 8 years, we have built out an additional 67 airports, water ports, and heliports. So we've gone from a number of 74 to 141. We have almost doubled our number of airports, water ports, and heliports in India. If you look at fleet size, in 2013-14, we had roughly about 400 aircraft in India. Today, we're inching close to the 700 number. I believe we're somewhere between 692 to 694. We're going to add capacity at the rate of close to 15% per annum, which means you're soon going to see a fleet in India close to 1,200 to 1,500 planes. Capacity expansion as far as airports are concerned, in the next 5 years, we are looking at a capex plan of close to 97,000 crores purely on airports. That covers the state-owned Airports Authority of India, which has a very aggressive brownfield as well as greenfield program. Close to about 42 airports on the brownfield side are being upgraded, new terminals, capex of almost close to about 30,000 crores odd. We are building out 3 new greenfield projects, Holongi, Dholohera, Hirasar, another 3,500 crores. And equivalently on the private sector side, brownfield, again, expanding 7 current airports, close to about 34,000 crores, and building out an additional 4 new greenfield projects, close to about 31,000 crores. So that is the thrust. Now, why is that happening? Is going to be Siddharth's next question. And the reason why that's happening is really simple. You have a country of 1.3 billion people. But pre-pandemic, we had only 144 million flyers in India. If you look at the railways, which is, I believe, our closest competitor, only in the region, and I'm taking a segment of the railways. I'm not taking the whole transportation system of the railways, because I'm looking at an apples to apples comparison. If you look at only the air-conditioned part of railways, so only first AC and only second AC. So first